Coming back soon, read the truth in some ancient runes. Life, snakes and ladders if you're living for $1. Blue collar scholar won't stop a second for the comma. Do it for the art, for the soul, for the honor. Fuck it, may as well, one day I'll be a goner.
Alrighty, man, what's been going on?
Oh man, so much shit.
Yeah?
Every day. Especially lately with this stuff.
Yeah?
For sure.
Straight into it. Fuck, man. This is a big moment for you.
Yeah, it is. It feels like one of the bigger moments of my life up until this point. You know, it represents a lot for me, like a lot of my creative journey, personal, emotional, spiritual journey. It really is a climax point, you know, to bring together all the different things that have happened in my life, especially over this past year, coming and living back in Melbourne in Footscray. And, you know, as you know, I'm heading out of the country for over a year on a little expedition.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. That sounds fucking sick.
Know,
speaking of Melbourne, we are underneath the fucking beautiful West Gate.
Yeah.
It's like a work of art for our beautiful city sprawl.
It is. It really represents the west of Melbourne, you know, because it is kind of separated and it's kind of like its own bubble. You know, people who live in the inner west know that they kind of stay in the inner west. They don't branch out too much.
Suburbs,
and, you know, here it is.
What is the significance of Melbourne for you? What does it mean to you? The art scene, the culture, the music, hip-hop or other?
For sure.
What is the significance and how does that impact your music in the way that you write and you express yourself?
Well, Melbourne as a city is, you know, I think it's really representative of me and my style because coming out of Australia, there's been so much, a different kind of hip-hop, you know, that I feel it just has its own flavour, and that's something I've always loved since I was a little kid, listening to Draft and Listen SO, Hilltop Hoods, Seth Century out of Frankston, Briggs out of Shepparton, and you know, I really think it's such a melting pot of diversity and style and culture, and you know, I really want to pay tribute to the original custodians of this land, the Aboriginal people who lived here, the number of different clans and tribes, but you know, such a beautiful land of spiritual dedication, creativity, survival, and to be connected with the land, I think, is the crux of being able to be an authentic artist and be authentic to yourself.
It's one of those places, like you know, they call it a melting pot, but it really is like just one of those places, and people should take more care of it, I reckon. All right, so this album, For Those Who Look Up, what does that mean?
Oh man, you know, this album is quite literally for those who look up, and that phrase is symbolic to me for precisely. That phrase is symbolic for me because it kind of just encapsulates people who are looking for a deeper understanding of life, you know, who wake up and look in the mirror and they're like, what the fuck's going on? What am I doing here? I don't, you know, people who can fathom the depth of life, you know, which is infinite. And this album's really a story of my journey from, you know, starting to realize the profundity of life and learning a lot of hard lessons, and then slowly piecing myself back together after getting broken down into rubble, and really having to build the foundations of who I am now. And that's really the start of it. Was you know, the first couple tracks are me talking about a lot of the existential pain I was going through a certain period over a year ago now, about two years, and it's almost a chronological progression of tracks about this journey that I've been on from finding myself, if you will, but to really piecing together the values of who I want to be, the life I want to live, and realizing that I'm nothingness, and then realizing that in that nothingness, I am limitless.
Yeah. Limitless.
So that's the objective of this album.
Yeah.
And to tell people that we out here, you know, there's people like us, and everyone's like us. You just gotta fucking open your mind.
They not like us, bro. They not like us. You know, but it's one of those things. That's deep, man. I'm excited for that shit.
So am I. I'm really excited to share it with these people that I care about, you know, who may not have heard all of the diversity of my tracks that they have to offer, but this album really is a pinnacle of my ability production-wise and artistically and creatively.
Yeah.
You know, and this is my best work. Just saying that straight away. This is all my best work, all my best tracks up until this point.
Well, let's go into it, because I'm a fucking nerd about the production shit. What was the production process and the writing process specifically? How long did it take? And how many tracks are on the album?
So there's 11 tracks on the album, and I decided to go with that number because I had a lot more tracks that I wanted to put on this album, and it's really sad that they're not going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a few that are quite deep and vulnerable that I don't know if I'm ready to share with the world yet, and I'm happy to let them go and move on to the next thing. So, you know, I wrote a lot of these tracks. Made these tracks over the past 2 years, written and recorded them at different times, mixed them at different times, and that in itself is representative of the journey that I'm going through. You know, I'm going back, mixing and mastering everything again to make it more consistent for the album, but it's it's been a massive process, and I've really had to at different times put a lot of time and effort into the production, because that's what takes up the bulk of the time.
It takes up the bulk.
But I just want full reign over my creative process, you know.
Yeah.
I've worked with other
learn
producers.
How to do it yourself.
Indeed. I love having the skill. It means I can do this wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
I've got everything I need at my hands to be an artist, you know.
Yeah.
And the production in itself has been very challenging. You know, I've lost amounts of work that I've done numerous times. I've lost whole recordings, whole tracks. I've rewritten countless things. You know, I've experimented with lots of different ideas.
And you never lose inspiration on it after you spent all that time working on it or losing it. You never lose inspiration for that track specifically?
Well, I've totally lost a lot of inspiration at different times, and they're the times when I've had to step back from music and step back from rap and, you know, go back to all of the core things that make up me. Like meditation is number one. I've spent a long time meditating this past couple of years.
Meditation is something, and you can find it in everything that you do.
Oh yeah, man.
Meditation in everything.
It's totally a meditative process. Creating pieces of art that you're happy with, and it's such a good opportunity of self-insight and reflection, and looking back on your expectations and realizing when you're trying to force something and there's resistance there.
Yeah.
But when I'm starting to lose inspiration and motivation, I just put the music down and I just do what I do. You know, if I never made music again, I'd still be living this life that I'm living, and I'd be out walking, meditating in the forest, out in the countless mountain ranges around Melbourne, reflecting on my life, experiencing
countless
reality.
Mountain ranges, man.
Oh man, such a beautiful state.
Such a beautiful state. Alpine ranges. You got fucking go over there. You got Torquay, Great Ocean Road. Grampians, man.
Great Ocean Road.
Oh man. What's that?
Mount
Wilson's Prom.
Wilson's Prom. You know,
man.
Been out there, bro. Been out there,
man.
On my own.
Yeah, it's
listen to the birds. Fucking
go down to what's the motherfucker called? That's all right. I know. I went there one time. Had a fucking ball.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so many beautiful little coves and shit. Like, string up the hammock in between some trees and serene.
Fucking hammocks.
Feeling serene.
All right. Where can we hear this album for the first time?
Well,
when is it coming out? And where can we hear this shit?
So, album's dropping on the 22nd, the same night of the launch. I want everyone to experience it.
June 22nd?
June 22nd.
June 22nd.
June 22nd.
June 22nd.
5 p.m.
Where?
On all platforms. So wherever you get your music, hit it up. Show some support. Drop a comment and a like. It's just gonna help me out, you know. But if you don't,
fuck you. All right. We also have an event that's tied to this album.
Yeah. So as we mentioned at the start, I'm doing this album launch on the 22nd at Back Alley Sally's, 4 Ewers Street, Footscray. Doors open 5 p.m. Things are going to kick off at about 7. And yeah, I'm going to be featuring a couple of local artists of different mediums. My mate Ollie, who takes a lot of raw, authentic footage of Melbourne, you know, and I really love his style. I feel like it aligns with my vision as an artist. My mate Connor as well, he's a really just undiscovered talent sketch-wise. He's just got such a creative eye for drawing profound things in a profane way, you know, with that black pen on paper. Another mate of mine, Court Spliff, he really brings this surreal, abstract vibe, utilizing different mediums over certain pieces of photography. A lot of it from within Footscray and from around Melbourne. And I'm really happy to exhibit their stuff. Like, it's just going to really add to the vibe and the atmosphere of the room. I'm also going to be putting up all my cover arts from the tracks, you know, all my hand-drawn shit, the cover art of the album.
The hand-drawn cover art, man. Like, you've been on that shit.
Yeah, bro. I really feel it's poetic justice to make my own cover art, and oftentimes I have my own, you know, drawing style, and it's used a lot of geometry and circles and shapes that are continuous, and, you know, from my perspective, it really is I'm just channeling the infinite, man. I'm channeling the divine, and I'm trying to open my mind, and I put my hand to that page with the grey lead, and I'm just fucking drawing, and I'm just trying to break the limits of what my mind's trying to hold me to go do the same patterns, the same lines. And for me, like, this cover art in itself is you know, the album name may as well be the cover art, because it represents everything that is in my mind and in my soul, and that I'm trying to communicate with this album.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. The cover art, man.
Yeah, you'll see that on the night.
You'll see that shit. We'll put it up somewhere. This fucking looks dope.
Sure.
So all that's going to be at the event. It goes until like 10:30.
Yeah, it's going to finish around 10:30. It'll probably like the crux, the main part of the evening will probably finish around 9, maybe 9:30, and then we're going to be heading to Bar Josephine's just up the road for the after party. It's a dope little spot, really cool, eclectic little vibe, and just be kicking back and talking some shit. Yeah,
talk some shit to some artists, some producers. Who's going to be in the crowd? I feel like it's going to be a mix like artists, musicians, photographers, videographers, all this type of just like random cool shit.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be a lot of Melbourne's creative scene. A lot of people I've got forged beautiful relationships with who want to come and support me, as well as family, friends, some fans. You know, like, it's definitely going to be a good networking opportunity for local underground artists as well.
It's even very special for you, like doubly special, as it's like a going away party.
Tell us about this. Seeing all the wisdom in the isms, intertwine it with the rhythm. Fuck the bone ribbon, only matters what's within it. On the walls it is written and the meaning is encrypted. Gotta stop, think and listen to read in between the lines. I know I'll know the path when I see the signs, but I know they ain't easy to find. To see them you need to open your mind. Cloud floater, ozoner, the vibe in the ear of the beholder. The world's getting hotter, but it's feeling much colder. Trying to use my lease of life like Mona. Cloud floater, ozoner, the vibe in the ear of the beholder. Reality creator, Da Vinci encoder. In between the lines, trying to show you. Sunset addict, move smooth, never static. Your life tragic, it's psychosymptomatic. Moon magic, let it go to the ozone or down to the volcanic. From the underground to the attic, sempiternal, living in a circle right
I'm a little bit jealous, I can't lie. But tell us about this. Tell us about your travels before and what's led you up to this specific trip, and the significance of it, especially off the back of this album.
That's a question.
That's a question.
Bro.
Yeah.
Well, oh man, you know, it's been a long walk. It's been a really long walk. Yeah, when I was 18, I've lived overseas as a kid. I lived in East Timor for a couple of years, and I got to do some traveling through the military with my mum as a kid. And I really got a taste for what life has to offer and see its beauty in the different cultures and the different landscapes. And yeah, when I was 18, I went to Thailand on my own and had an amazing couple of months. And then I came back to Australia, worked and hustled on my craft for a while. And then I went away again to South America solo for 7 months. Went on a lot of adventures all throughout the continent, met a lot of incredible people. You know, it really changed my life for the better. Yeah. It really showed me more of who I am. You know what I mean? Like I didn't lose myself. I like
found more of yourself.
Found all the pieces, and I started to put them together.
Yeah.
And I love the challenge, you know, and the adventure that comes along with that, and being in the deep water. And that is what this album launch is. Like I just spontaneously a couple of weeks ago was like, you know what? I know what to do. I have everything I need to do it. Yeah. And I'm going to get it done.
When you know,
and this is meaningful for me.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's happening, and it's this is really a testament to creating your own reality. You just fucking do it. You just go grab that shit by the throat and just do it.
Yeah. So what's this next trip that's coming up?
So yeah, I'm 1 week after this album launch, I'm going to be hopping on a plane over to Europe for my sister's wedding.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm going to be doing a trip around Europe for a little while, meeting up with some friends from past trips. One of my best mates, Kay, just came back from India. We're going to be meeting up. Can't fucking wait to see him. Fucking miss that guy. But yeah, I'm going to be spending some time in Spain. Really want to become fluent in my Spanish.
Yeah. You've been working at it for a while?
Yeah. And then gonna go down to Morocco, find somewhere to chill on the beach. Yeah. Just surf for a while. Then visit some family in the Czech Republic, chill out Eastern Europe for a bit, connect with a bit of my heritage, being Ukrainian and not being able to go back to the country of my birth. It's all fucking rubble on the ground. And yeah, then I'm going to be catching a flight to India, and I'm going to be putting music down for a while, and I'm going to be learning as many meditation techniques, as much yoga, and getting up in the mountains, going hiking, and yeah, just living life rawly. That's the plan. And then I'll come back, and we'll get right back at it.
Right back at it. Right back in the studio.
Yeah, back into the studio.
You know, it's beautiful for me to hear that as an artist who takes their craft so seriously, you are more than happy and willing to put down your craft, to put down your baby, to detach yourself from some of the responsibilities or pressures that an artist can put on themselves, and you sort of chase that, or if not chase it, you just allow it to happen. That's crazy, because I notice there's a lot of people who don't do that. If they go on a trip, they bring their laptop and they're making beats, or they're trying to be on social media, or they're doing whatever. They're trying to still make it when they're whatever. They just never put it down. They never detach themselves from it. What taught you that, and who taught you that, and how can you teach that to somebody?
Well, for me, it's really a fact of realizing that life experience is what is the essence of strong lyrics, you know, and like I've just got to keep going out and experiencing things and meeting people and having enriching conversations and doing new things. That's going to be the fuel for future albums, future music. And I know that for me it's life before career, and I don't really believe in a career. You know, like I see hip-hop as a beautiful opportunity to be financially free.
Yeah.
But man, as you just said, one life, one chance. As I mentioned on my most recent post, success to me isn't making money or getting famous. I don't care how many followers I have. I don't care how many likes I get or listens that my song has. I just want to be authentic to myself.
It's all based on how you
show
measure
love
yourself
to the people around me. You know, and I'm only gonna learn to do that by learning about love.
Yeah. Damn. You hear that shit? You hear that shit, motherfucker?
Hey, y'all wanted honesty.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That's beautiful. I feel like that's a clear differentiation between just the caliber and quality of artistry, but just perspective and willingness to understand that what's on whatever side of a computer screen or a phone screen doesn't really matter. It's about what you see out of your eyes and what you're experiencing in your body as you're doing it. Like, and putting in work. You put in a lot of work. I feel like you maybe even deserve time off.
Yeah.
You know? Some
oath.
people deserve time off. You know? Some people deserve time off, and some people, you know, need to go and work on their craft a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, I'll
anyways.
Still be riding a lot. Like I can't
it's a
escape
daily
riding,
thing, right?
And like when
riding is the most important thing that you can do
such an
on
emotional
planet
relief.
Earth besides eat and take care of your hygiene. So and shit. So
you know, I really see riding as an extremely important hobby because
it's more than
spiritual
a hobby.
practice.
Yeah, it's a fucking spiritual practice. Yeah.
Because when you write those words out, you learn how to think clearly and how to process your own thoughts clearly. And then, you know, at those times when you're in anxiety or stressed, overwhelmed, you can take a step back and order your thoughts and realize what is actually real, what is actually important. Because when you put those words on the page, you realize what you've been fucking making up and what is actually real. You know, that's just the essence.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, that's all I really have for now. Oh, actually, important. This event is it's sort of a collaboration. It's the first of its kind for us.
Yeah.
And but it's not the first of its kind ever. But it's a very monumental and revolutionary. No jokes.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration between GRINNA as an artist and Universal Dreamland. We're just essentially sponsoring his event and helping put it on. But it's also booked and processed all through the Universal Dreamland Artist Hub, which is something that we've been working on for fucking so long. And we're keen to just get it out and be able to promote and showcase and work with artists like yourself and the broader Melbourne community, just all the communities, all this shit.
For sure, bro. I think it'll be really important to, you know, have you guys there from a business perspective for a number of other artists who are going to be there and who may want to speak with people who understand the aspects of
independent artistry, which are so difficult to initially learn. You know, to have people around you. To have people around me, like you guys, yourself, Sam, Jenny here, has really been good to be able to talk about my ideas and to be able to visualize what a future with my art can and will look like. Yeah, thank you. No, we're keen. We're keen, and I feel like for most people, not everyone's on the independent bandwagon or whatever, and it's kind of a controversial topic for some people. Some people either love the industry, they fucking hate the industry, or they fucking deject the industry. everyone still needs an opportunity to be able to host their own creativity in their own career. Everyone deserves the opportunity for autonomy, and everyone deserves the opportunity for connection and just survival, I suppose. And
For sure, bro.
And just therapy, like artistic therapy.
Yeah.
And that's all available through the Artist Hub. So fuck with that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, we'll get off that. Thank you for giving me your time.
No worries, bro.
I think we got some cool shit to record.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, just fucking great to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
I just love talking real shit with real people.
Real shit with real people.
That's all I want to do. I want to, like, as this album is called Those Who Look Up, you know, if you fucking look up, listen to this shit. Seriously.
Yeah. If you look up, listen to this shit.
Listen to the lyrics. It's very important. Hey.
Bro. Thank you. We'll see you on June 22nd. Back Alley Sally's, Footscray.
Back Alley Sally's, 5 p.m. doors open, June 22nd.
Yeah. $5 tickets on the Artist Hub. That's hectic, man.
Crazy.
What was the thought process between $5 tickets?
Oh man, you know, like $5 tickets is because it's not about the money. You know, it's simply just. I'd love to do it for free, but at the end of the day, it just helps a lot when people can kind of guarantee you that they're coming when you're planning for shit. And it's. I just want everyone to be there. I don't want any limitations to people being there, and the people with limitations are coming free. Yeah. You know, and so I just want to share the love. Yeah. Share who I am with all the people I care about. That's what this is about. It's not about getting famous or making money. It's just about sharing the love with the people I love.
Through. Yeah. Following through. Well,
sure, bro. Fucking pleasure to speak to you, man.
Fucking hell, bro. We got to get some food or some shit.
I'll catch you soon, brother.
Planning what I want growing, and I'm reaping what I'm sowing. Planning what I want growing, reaping what I'm sowing. Sowing what I'm reaping, growing what I'm planning what I want growing, and then I'm reaping what I'm sowing.